Hello, and welcome back to Explain the Charts. Today, April 29th, 2025, we're analyzing the AUDUSD pair, looking at both recent news and its impact on the charts. Recent news indicates potential RBA rate cuts due to easing inflation, as well as ongoing concerns about US-China trade relations impacting the Australian dollar. We also see that UB Group suggests Australian dollar to US dollar needs to hold above 0.6410 for further advances. Let's transition to the charts now, starting with the daily time frame to see how these factors are playing out. On the daily chart, we can see the overall trend and key support and resistance levels that have formed over the past year. Notice the recent volatility and how price has reacted to previous highs and lows. Let's zoom in on a specific range of candles to get a clearer picture of recent price action. We'll focus on the period starting from January 1st, 2025. Looking at this closer range on the daily chart, we observe a period of consolidation followed by a recent downturn, then a slight recovery. The recent recovery might be tied to the easing US-China trade worries, but the overall sentiment still seems cautious given the potential RBA rate cuts. To get a more granular view, let's switch to the 1-hour chart and examine the more recent price action in greater detail. Examining the 1-hour chart, we can see more clearly the recent volatility and how AUDUSD has been trading within a tighter range. Identifying specific support and resistance levels on this chart could give us some short-term trading opportunities. Let's focus on the candles from April 9th, 2025 to April 14th, 2025, to analyze the price action surrounding the anticipation and immediate aftermath of the RBA's decisions. On the 1-hour chart, during April 9th to 14th, we see reactions to speculation about RBA. The bulls seem to be trying to hold their ground, but with weak conviction. For a more detailed view of the trading action, we'll switch to the 15-minute chart, focusing on today, April 28th, 2025. This will allow us to pinpoint any immediate support and resistance that are forming. On the 15-minute chart, we observe a bit of choppiness with small candles, typical of intraday trading. There's a very slight upward trend that's been occurring the last few hours. We can see very short-term support and resistance levels forming within a narrow band. Given the news and chart analysis, we're currently seeing a neutral to slightly bearish outlook for the short term. Key levels to watch include the 0.6410 resistance mentioned by UB Group. Holding above it could signal a bullish continuation. If AUDUSD fails to maintain above this resistance, a decline towards 0.6350 and then 0.6300 is likely. Also, pay close attention to any news regarding Australian inflation data expected Wednesday, as this may be a big driver for the next trend, especially if it reinforces the RBA rate cut expectations. In summary, be cautious, but watch for breakouts in either direction. A trade war will fuel inflationary pressures, and the RBA monthly indicator can help get a sense of short-term sentiment.